Let's back to this quick start guide and let's try to configure the sensor into the target mode. Okay, if we look into here, we can see that we are going to configure that in IMU mode. That means the accelerometer and the gyroscope as well. And then we can see that there is a register for that. This register is OPR mode. Okay, so just let's back to the terminal and just let's try to execute another utility that is I2C set. Okay, so this utility actually is writing data into a specific register. Okay, so we need first to just put here what is the I2C address of the device. In the last video we saw that the address is 29. Okay, and then we need to just write which is the register that we need to configure. And in this case, as you can see in the quick start guide, is 3D, the address of the register. Okay, so this is the address of the operator mode register. Okay, so now let's back here to the data sheet, and you can see that there is the OPR mode, and there is some important information about that. That is the mode selection. Okay, so for EMU, we need to write this into that register. Okay, so that means that we have here the first 4 bits are just not possible to write. Okay, so are reserved bits, but after that we need to write just 1. Okay, so it's the 5 position offsets of these 8 bits for this register. Okay, so I have here just a conversion table, and I am just doing the same that the data sheet is saying to do. Okay, so if you can just check here, is actually the same for the IMU, and then converting that to the hexadecimal is just 8. Okay, so so this is really important, because if you just choose another type of address for this is not going to work properly. Okay, so that means that I have to write here just 8. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so after doing that, we can execute I2C get just to check if the configuration mode was right successfully. Okay, and you can see that is 8, so that means that it works. Okay, so now that we have this sensor configured in IMU mode, okay, we can now collecting data from that. Okay, so just remember that this IMU mode is setting the sensor in fusion mode, and we can have data for the accelerometer and for the gyroscope. Okay, so we need just to jump here to the register with the prefix data, so we can see that all these registers are registered for data. And of course we having here some pretty difference from another sensors, right? Because we can see that we have low significant bytes. Okay, so that means that if we want to get the accelerometer real value in the axis X, we need to combine these 2 registers. Okay, but just for the debugging purpose, we can just try to read just 1 register. Okay, so I'm going just to read data. Okay, but I'm going to read data now for this accelerometer data. Okay, so I'm going to pass here this address that is 8. Okay, so the address is going to be 8, and we are going to write here as a word. Okay, so that means 4 bytes. Okay, so you can see now there is data. I am just moving my sensor a little bit, and you can see that this data is being pretty different. Okay, perfect. So that is the way that we are having data now for the accelerometer. Let's try to get some data from the gyroscope. Okay, so for example, if we want to read data for this gyroscope, low significant bytes, we need to switch to 14 address. So let's do that. And there, okay, and there is. Okay, so yeah, we are now reading data for this gyroscope in the axis X. Okay, okay, but remember that this sensor is in a fusion mode. That means that we can get data combined for these 2 signals. And for that, this sensor implemented the Euler algorithms. Okay, So for example, if we want to read data for the Euler data in the axis X in the low significant bytes, we just need to switch the address. We're going to switch to 18, okay? And this is the address for this Euler data. This is actually fusion data, okay? And you can see there, of course, I'm going to move a little bit my sensor, okay? And you can see that there is different. And this is data combined from signals of the accelerometer and the gyroscope, okay? Okay, so that is pretty much about this configuration mode and reading data from the sensor. So yeah, so we now just debugging that, and the next step should be develop the firmware for that. Okay, so thank you so much.